Hey there, it's Cailin here. Thanks so much for visiting my channel, Movement with Cailin. Today, you have reached day 14 of the 14-day Pilates series, and you know what that means? That means this is your last day and you are almost done. So if you have stuck with me for all these 14 days, thank you so much. Amazing job to you, and I'm so glad that you were here with me on the mat. So today, for our last day, we're going to be doing a nice relaxing and stretching workout here. So you guys have worked hard these past 13 days, so we're going to let you relax and release today. So let's go ahead and start on our hands and knees first with a little cat and cow to just stretch out the spine and the lower back. So coming into that table pose here, I want you to start to inhale as you drop the shoulders, drop the belly, lift the head. And then exhale as you round that spine into that cat pose, lift that belly and stretch out that lower back. And then inhale again as you come through center for cow. And exhale, round and lift. Good, just a few more like that. So getting that spine moving, getting those shoulders moving here a little bit. Next, we're gonna get those hips moving a little bit more. Good, and exhale around. We've got one more. And exhale. All right, coming back to that neutral position, we're now going to start to do some hip circles. So you're going to start to bring yourself forward over your hands first and start to circle those hips to the right, down towards the heels, over to the left and back through center. So just make this a nice, easy flowing motion. You're also getting some nice shoulder circles here too, warming up those shoulders, loosening them up. Good. If you want to add, a little roundness of the spine, then a little extension as you come forward, whatever feels good. And then go ahead and hold it here in center, and let's reverse those circles, coming left, down to the heels, to the right, and back through center. If you're familiar with yoga, maybe you do more of some barrel rolls where you arch your spine and then you bend the elbows, come down, and then come back up. So that's another variation you can do. Moving through the spine, moving through the hips and the shoulders. Good, whatever you're doing, let's just do one more here. And then I want you to drop your bottom towards your heels, maybe widen those knees a little bit for a child's pose. Let's go ahead and sink your chin or your forehead down towards the mat. Good, just take a couple breaths here. Good, and then walk those hands over to the left side of your mat, keeping that right hip pulling back. Just getting that nice stretch here on this side. And then walking those hands over to your right, pulling that left hip back. Good, coming back through center, arms come down. And then start to lift yourself, coming all the way back up into all fours. Good, and then eventually you're gonna be down on your back. So go ahead and bring yourself all the way down. Rolling down through that spine. All right, once you're there, go ahead and send your left leg out nice and long on the floor. Draw that right knee in towards your chest. So first thing I want you to do, just start to do some circles here. I'm keeping my right hand on top of my right knee. I'm just circling that leg around in the hip socket. Even make it nice and wide, so have it come way out to the side, to the right, before you bring it in, pull it across. Good, do one more in this direction. And then reverse it, coming out Down, around, and in. Good. A couple more here. Last one. Good. Now pull that leg in, hold it pulling in. Bring your left hand to the outside of that right knee and then twist it over to your left. Let that right arm extend out towards the right. Twist and look towards that right hand with your head and just hold it here. So I want your shoulder, your right shoulder, still to be pulling down into the mat. So you're making sure you're getting this twist from that lower torso, from that lower body. So you might feel a good stretch in the back and also in your glute here in that right side. Good, let's take one more breath here. Deep breath in. And then exhale, let it all out. Good, bring that leg back in one more time. Give it a squeeze and then send it along to the floor. We're gonna switch to our other side. So bring that left leg in now. Good, pulling it in. And then we're gonna start with those circles here on this left side. Maybe you start small and then start to make those circles a little bit bigger as you go. Finding nice mobility here. And then after this one, go ahead and reverse those circles. So bring it out, down, around, and in. Good. And a couple more. And then bring it back in, give it a squeeze, and then bring that hand, right hand to the outside of that left knee. Twist it over to the right, bringing that left hand out to the side, that left arm. Looking towards that left hand, left shoulder blade is on your mat. Good. So one side might feel a little bit tighter than your other. I'm definitely feel tighter on this lower part of my back here on this left side. So wherever you feel tight, see if you can send your breath to that area. So really on that exhale, just see if you can let it go, release that tightness. Good, last breath here. Good, go ahead and bring that leg back in, give it another squeeze. Good, now bring both legs in towards your chest and then roll up to a seated position. So coming all the way up, we're gonna do a little single leg inner thigh stretch or adductor stretch. So you're gonna send your right leg out nice and long along the mat. And then bring your left foot in, so it's in the inside part of that right leg, okay? Now, first thing I want you to do is start to twist yourself towards that right leg, so that whole upper body is gonna twist to the right. Find a long spine here, and then you're gonna start to fold over that leg. Maybe the hands come to the floor, maybe onto your shin, maybe you grab onto the outside of that right foot with that left hand. And find a little extra twist and maybe you're able to pull yourself down just a little bit more. Good, just hold that, making sure to flex through that right ankle, keeping your hips, your sitting bones grounded into the mat. Good, and again. Exhale. All right, keeping yourself folding over, go ahead and start to walk your hands to the inside of that leg and then bring the arms forward so you're evenly between your right and left legs. You're just gonna start to fold forward here. Maybe the forearms come onto the mat. And just go ahead and let yourself sink down, let that chest sink towards the floor. And breathe. The head be nice and heavy. Keep flexing through that right ankle. Good, and now you're gonna walk yourself back up, and then you're gonna, for this last one, twist over this left leg. Find that long spine first, and then go ahead and come over that leg here for just a couple breaths. So for this one, that right hip might lift off a little bit. That's okay. I want you to get that nice stretch here so you can feel that in that lower part of your spine on that right side. Good, one more breath. And then go ahead and come back in through center. Still in that forward fold. And then start to come all the way back up. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side. It's gonna bring that right leg in. Left leg is going to be reaching out. So go ahead and flex through that left ankle. Pull that right leg in. Again, for this first part, remember to sit up nice and tall, twist towards your left, and then start to fold over. Bringing those hands wherever you feel comfortable, maybe to the outside of that left foot with your right hand. Twisting yourself a little bit more towards that leg. Good, just holding here. With each exhale, sinking a little bit further. Last breath. Good, staying in that forward fold. Walk yourself through center, in between your right and left leg. And then bring those arms towards the floor, and then sink yourself down. Good, try to release in those shoulders. Good. And then last one, you're going to be coming over that right leg. Again, you can lift that back hip off and then start to walk yourself over that right leg and sink it down. Good. Release any tension in your neck. Good, one more breath here. And then walk yourself back into center. And we'll go ahead and sit it all the way back up. All right, we're gonna do a wide-legged forward fold. So you're gonna go ahead and bring those legs out wide to the side. So I'm gonna do it facing this way here. So you go as wide as you need to. Sitting up nice and tall. And then you're gonna start again to fold forward here. So you should already have a nice inner thigh stretch from that single leg work that we did. And wherever you can come, maybe you're still on your fingertips. Maybe you're on your forearms. Maybe if you're super flexible, your chest is towards the floor. If you are, kudos to you. But wherever you're at, just hold there. And try to release into those tight spots. Stay flexing through those ankles so you can feel that stretch all the way up the back of those legs. Good, last breath here, inhale. And exhale, go ahead and walk those hands in. All right, we're gonna do a little side body stretch. So it's our mermaid stretch. Let's go ahead and bring both legs onto the right side of your body. And you're gonna take this bottom hand, it'll be my left hand, and you're gonna walk it out. And then let the elbow come to the floor and find this beautiful side body stretch here. So keep this top hip, your right hip, reaching down towards the floor as you bring that right arm up overhead. Really reach and lengthen here. Beautiful side body stretch. So usually in our Pilates workouts, this is a moving stretch, but we're just gonna hold this. Good, one more breath here. Good, start to bring yourself all the way back up to seated. And we're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. So legs come to the left. Same thing on this side. Go ahead and walk this hand out. Bring that elbow to the floor. Keep that right hip top hip, or my left hip pulling down towards the mat. Reach that top arm up and over. Good, beautiful stretch here. Breathe into the side body. Good, one more breath. Good, bring that hand down, walk yourself coming all the way back in. All right, we have a couple more stretches here on the mat before we come up to standings. We're gonna do a kneeling hip flexor stretch into a hamstring stretch. So you're gonna come up onto your knees here, send your right leg forward, and then I want you to sink down into that right hip, okay? So you've got this nice stretch on the front of your left hip flexor. I want you to feel your left hip pulling forward, right hip pulling back. So you're probably on your fingertips here. So now what I want you to do, make sure that back leg at the top of the foot is on the mat. I want you to take an inhale. As you do that, you're gonna start to sink the hips back, straighten that right leg, flex through your right ankle, hinge forward, hamstring stretch. And then you come forward, foot comes towards the floor, sink into those hips, hip flexor stretch. Good, and then back into that hamstring stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, coming forward. Good, nice proud chest here at the top. And again, flex through that ankle, pull that right hip back, and then foot down, bring it forward. Just two more like that. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, bring it forward. And last one. And exhale, coming forward. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and switch and do that all on the other side. So left foot now will come forward. Right knee stays on the mat. All right, so sink into that left knee here. So this right hip is a lot tighter than my left, but it feels so good to find that stretch here. Good. So inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and pull the hips back, flex through the ankle. Good, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, pull it back, flex through that ankle. Good, last few here. Inhale forward, sink into those hips. Exhale, flex, bring it back. Good, two more. Last one. Perfect. Go ahead, bring it forward one more time. Chest nice and wide. And then go ahead and bend your knees. We're gonna sit onto the heels for these last couple stretches. So just find a comfortable seat. If that is in a cross-legged position, go ahead and do that. It's gonna be a couple arm stretches before we come back up to standing, or come up to standing. So go ahead and bring that right arm across the body as you grab onto the elbow and pull that arm across here. Because you're feeling that stretch in the back of that right shoulder. Good, think of keeping that shoulder pulling down your back. Good. Good, a couple more breaths here, and then we're gonna get a little tricep stretch on the back of that same arm. Good, now go ahead and start to bring that right elbow up. So you grab onto that elbow with your left hand and just reach your fingers towards the upper part of your back as you pull gently with that left hand. Good, maybe you lean over to the side a little bit and get also a little bit of more of a stretch through here as well. Good, a couple more breaths. And last one. And then bring it back up to center. Go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides. All right, other side, so bring that left arm across. Good, left shoulder stays pulling down. And go ahead and keep that arm pulling across there, shoulder down your back. Good, nice, soft shoulder down that spine, so not up here by your ear. Good, holding there. Good, one more breath like that. Good, last one here. Arm coming up, go ahead and grab onto that elbow with that right hand. So these stretches are so important, just overall, making sure that you are stretching your body, not only at the end of your workouts daily, but also taking a nice rest and recovery day, or maybe you're getting a little bit deeper into those stretches and really focusing on that as being your recovery part of your workout. So we don't want our muscles to get really tight. We want to keep them nice and loose and limber. And so just doing, a 30-minute focused stretching routine can do wonders for your body. So try to do as much as you can of that throughout your week as well. Now go ahead and release your arms down. And we are going to come up to standing to finish our stretching workout. So go ahead and bring yourself all the way up. So now that we're up in a standing position, let's go ahead and take a really wide stance on the mat. So coming nice and wide here with the toes facing forward, I want you to feel that you're pulling in and up in the inner part of your legs here to find some stability and strength in your lower body. And then go ahead and bring your hands onto your hips. And you're gonna start to hinge forward at the hips. And then once you get to that flat back, just hold there. And then just start to round forward now. So we're just doing a nice wide forward fold. So once you're there, if you want to go ahead and step those feet out a little bit wider to get that nice inner thigh stretch here, go ahead and do that. Now just let your head and your upper body hang nice and heavy here. Good, do one more breath like that. Now start to bring yourself back up to that flat spine here. Walk your feet in just a little bit, and then you're gonna start to turn yourself towards your left leg. So you're gonna turn that foot also toward the long end of your mat, and then scoot that back leg in a little bit. So now pull that left hip back as you bring that right hip forward. And now we're in our pyramid stretch as you start to hinge forward here. Again, let the head be nice and heavy. We're getting that stretch on the back of that front leg, so it'll be that left leg if you're on the same side that I am here. And the more that you pull that left hip back, the more that you'll feel that stretch. Just a couple more breaths. Good, last one here. All right, so now we're gonna come to the other side. So you're just gonna walk those hands over, switch the position of the feet. So now your right foot forward, left foot is back. And now you're pulling that right hip bone back, finding that beautiful hamstring stretch on that right side. So wherever you're at here, maybe your hands are just on your legs here, right? Maybe that's as far as you can go. That's perfectly fine wherever you're at. Just keep the strength in your legs here so you're not hanging out in your joints, but you're really finding that stability in that lower part of your body. Good, just a couple more breaths. Good, last breath here. All right, come back to that forward fold facing front and widen your stance again here just a little bit, okay? Now, starting to lift up into that flat back position. All right, you're gonna lift up even more and go ahead and bring your hands out in front of you here. And then you're gonna start to bend into one leg and then the other. So bending into that right leg here, and then go ahead and come up through center and then over to the other side. So finding a little bit more of that inner thigh stretch. Good. One more to the other side. Good. Now coming up through center, go ahead and bend that right leg. This time stay here, place those hands down on the mat and just hold that stretch. So a little bit more stretch here in that left inner thigh. Good, one more breath here. Good, walk your hands through center, bend that other knee, and then bring your hands down to the mat. Just hold it here. couple deep breaths. Just keep breathing. Good, one more breath here. And then go ahead and straighten both legs. Find that nice deep forward fold here. And then with both legs straight, you're gonna walk your hands over to that left leg and just hold here over that left side. Maybe your hands are on your ankle, maybe they're still on the mat. And then go ahead and walk through center over to your right side. Good, with each breath, just seeing if you can come down a little bit farther, a little bit deeper into the stretch. And then go ahead and walk back into center here. Start to come up into that flat back position. And then you're gonna bring your hands to your hips and then come all the way back up. All right, go ahead and walk those feet in towards each other. Shake it out just a little bit. All right, finding not as wide of a stance, but a little bit wider than your normal narrow parallel position. So a wide, slightly wider stance here. Go ahead and clasp your hands here behind your back if you can. So maybe you need to hold on to a belt or a strap here to do that. Just want you to be able to get your shoulders here nice and open. And with that, just start to lift your heart and your chest up towards the ceiling, and then start to hinge forward again as you send those hands up towards the ceiling, and let your head be nice and heavy again here. Good, so feel that stretch now, not only in the back of the legs, but the front of your shoulders, top of your shoulders here. Now you're gonna start to bend your right knee. As you do that, you're gonna send your arms to the right as you open your chest up towards the left, so you're looking up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and come through center, straighten that right leg, bend your left leg, switch to your other side. So you get more of a stretch in that chest, on that shoulder that's up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and switch sides again, so just alternating back and forth here with your breath. Good, and again, through center, over to the other side. Good, one more each side here. Good, last breath. Good, go ahead and bring yourself back to center. Go ahead and release your arms down to the mat. I want you to heel toe your way so that your feet are back in that parallel position underneath you. I want you to take an inhale here. Exhale, start to stack your spine as you come all the way up to standing. Good, having your head be the last thing to lift as you come all the way up. All right, once you're there, I just want you to do a few shoulder rolls, coming up and back. Inhale forward, exhale, lift up and back. Good, let's just do a couple more. So hopefully you guys feel a lot more stretched out, a little looser, a little bit more limber after today. Let's go ahead and drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. Just let that left shoulder drip down your back. Maybe if you want an extra stretch, you reach the left fingertips out and away. Good. Good, drop that chin a little bit more towards the chest, but still over towards that side. Good, and then go ahead and bring that head up, and we're gonna switch to the other side. Left ear towards left shoulder. Good, and reach the right hand away if you need that extra stretch. Good, now start to drop that chin towards the chest. Good, one more deep breath here. Good, and then go ahead and lift it all the way up. Bring your head up to center. And you guys have finished your 14-day series. Congratulations, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for joining me on these last 14 days. I sure hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. I would love to hear in the comments below what you thought of the whole series, if you did it in that 14-day stretch. So please go ahead and leave a comment below and give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I also have other Pilates workouts on my channel. Got some full hour-long workouts on there, as well as some shorter ones as well. And I also have some great kids videos that the whole family can do together. So please go ahead and check those out. And again, congratulations to you, and I hope to see you back here on the mat soon. Thanks so much. Bye.